Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. G'day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrating to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side. So once we have all the updates and news, you'll be the first one on getting all the insight. Now today's video, obviously first of all we wanted to congratulate all the skilled migrants who has received the recent subclass 189 invite and all the other 491 and 180 from different states and territories. Now I wanted to bring up a complex cases in this video. Obviously a lot of my viewers and fans have been following my channel or the platform that we have, the channel AMEC. You notice there was a complex case where under the subclass 188 had been previously refused, and I have successfully revived and got the client with the grant of the 188 visa this year. Now it's actually a very long time consumed and complex matter, but I would like to take obviously by removing all the identification, then I would like to take this as a case study for a lot of the viewers. A lot of people wanted to know about what had actually been gone wrong and how can we actually fix it. Now it's case by case, so anyway, let's jump into it. Now first of all, I would like to share the decision records, and I'll go through with each one of the request letter received actually from the immigration and how we actually done and deal with it. So as you can see, look at this. This is back in 2017, November 30th. So long ago. Now obviously what happened with the previous 2 or 3 years, there has been a pandemic, as you noticed. So it took almost about a year and a half until they actually received this decision record. The application was actually launched back in 2017, and it took a while, obviously until about 2018 or early 2019, and that's just right before the pandemic would launch a further application in way to actually revive the 188 visa and also got the visa granted. Took a long time. Now it actually only just got granted this year, 2022. Now what do we learn here is obviously you wanted to really get something right at the beginning. If you got it wrong at the beginning, you see the time frame took from 2017 and now it's 2022. That's 5 years apart. That costs dearly. Not just about the time, but also the costs, waiting for this until this year. It's crazy, isn't it? So get it right at the first time. And that was also the reason I had the passion to start with this channel, to actually, get things more transparent. I still get a lot of inquiries and emails. People had trying to launch their visa by themselves or got the wrong agent and did something wrong and end up with all these concerns. But anyway, I'm here to actually help, and all these complex cases will give you a signal that you really need to do something right at the beginning. Otherwise it's really a waste of time and efforts. So again, look at this, 2017, and today is 2022. Okay, so what happened there? Let's have a good read. Now, reason of refusal, it was invited back in 2017, November 22nd. So it didn't, and then lodged on the 30th of November. So probably the whole thing was actually, prepare around June and July in 2017. So obviously that was for the 188 visa. In regards on the visitor stream, by ways it looks, once approved, required to invest $1.5 million into a government bond. So the client actually put in with the cash assets with Hong Kong dollars 10 mil, and the property owned 25 mil Taiwanese dollar, and with the asset things being declared. The point was they actually claimed that he was unemployed, but the guy that I knew when he actually approached me, he was actually self-employed with a business running in international trade. But the previous agent has just, basically, I don't know, they basically got them, didn't disclose that, and making this applicant look like he actually did nothing. The money is just inherited by his family. He did nothing. Now, the key here, the reason he got actually refused was there was a lack of management there. So he actually got the assets and got the property in China, sold the property and got invested into those bond kind of stuff, or the financial things that offered by the bank in Shanghai. And also got a commercial property leased to a franchise, which is a Japanese chain restaurant named Yoshinoya. Okay, so it seems pretty promising, but what actually went wrong is right down here. Apart from all this thing, as you can read, starting from this page, it says your migration agent advised that the Yoshinoya was already the tenant at the time when you gifted the property in 2004, and the other owners decided to continue leasing. It was submitted that the property owner appointed two representatives, collected the rent, and signed the tenancy agreement every 5 years. The representative transfer your share rent, and your migration agent claim that property owned meet occasionally to discuss various issues. So what happened here? It might be partially true, but it did not. So the agent there, back in 2017, did something majorly wrong. They make the whole application, and the applicant looks like he actually did not involve in any of this. So he was inherited with all this commercial property, in China, and also the money and the asset, and he did nothing. So that's how the application back in 2017 actually made the case officer feel about it. And that's where it initiated the refusal procedure with this decision. So look at this with my highlighting. In determine what may consider high-level management skill, decision maker are guided policy instruction policy paying from subclass 1AA investor stream. Under the policy, a high-level management skill in relation to eligible investment may be demonstrated by applicant having actively evaluated the performance of the assets and return achieved on the basis of a decision to buy, sell, or retain the assets were made. Ooh, there's a lot. Now, I'm not going to go through the detail with what the decision maker and the policy is actually going on about, but what actually went wrong? Now, the agent was basically collecting the data and information from the visa applicant, but was lack of experience, perhaps, and did not or do not understand the detail of those law, whereby they only provide information and showing that those assets were somehow just being gifted, inherited. He didn't do anything. And was it the fact? No. It wasn't the fact, but that's how the agent was submitted and resulted with that refusal. So anyway, this applicant had approached me after the receipt of these refusal, and we had a chat. It's actually, he has been a very successful businessman, had running his sole trading business, and does a lot of international trading, and that's how he actually made those fortune. And those fortune was then invested into the property in China, or the banking, financial goods, invested in fund and bonds, and partially into term deposits. And the fact that the commercial property that he inherited, that was correct, but he did involve much more than just collect a share of his profits. He actually involved much more because he was capable of being dealing with international trade, and he was consulted his family with that partial land to actually rent it out to the chain restaurants, and that's how that actually worked. But that wasn't declared clear enough to pass that message to the immigration officer, and resulted, obviously, the immigration officer only received that you have those assets, but it seems to be you have never really putting effort to manage and putting your skill sets to actually selecting the right assets and putting it into the right places. That was the reason of getting refusal. Okay, so what happened? We after the consultation, the client accept, and then we relodged the application back in 2019. But unfortunately, there was a pandemic, so there's the 2-year waiting from 2020 and 21. Cost dearly, really. You see, problem here, if you made a mistake at the first time, especially with a visa, a lot of people doesn't pay too much attention. They think getting a visa is like buying an air ticket. This is totally wrong. Cannot do that. That's the reason that there is a migration law and professional services existed in this industry. Because if you got one wrong, this is the cost. 5 years of waiting. Now, I cannot stress much to advise more, and that's the reason for me to create this channel as well. Not to allow you, obviously, everybody can do DIY, but, do things carefully and think twice. So, okay, in 2019, we launched and we received the correspondence. Look at this, June 2022. That is a long wait. So what happened with this one is basically, now prior to this, I think early June, we did receive a further instruction with requests, because at my submission, I had put forward evidence of proof that the client was an international trader, got a lot of references and how he actually made those business, and also evidence of proof of how he managed those bonds, investments, property sale and purchases, and those management of the leasing as well. So that was so good. And in June 2022, we received this letter that advised there is going to be a telephone interview by the case officer, which is rare. We don't really get this kind of interview by a case officer much, but the reason of this is just to clarify what we submitted this time is really what the client, the applicant, actually has the profile and portfolio with, not the one with his previous agent. Just to clarify that, making things correctly. So I obviously congratulate to the client that everything was passed, and then we request and we receive a further request information. When was this? I think in June or July. So obviously we wanted to get some update of the bank statements. So that was a tough one. Well, not a tough one, but the bank statements require was basically just to verify what he had claimed, utilizing the bond and cash deposit earning and things like that, can be shown over the past years. Now, there was also a difficulty there due to the bank disclosure in China. Now, there may be some countries facing the same issue where the bank doesn't give the right formality of the statements without the name or without something. So, for example, in the bank in China, they only show your bank card, credit card number. It doesn't show names, and they can only derive some sort of certificate or statement if you gotta be there physically, face to face, at the branch and request a letter, which is impossible during the pandemic. Who is gonna travel just get a paper, and they don't issue it. So we need to prove that and show it to the case officer. So luckily we got that approved. And ultimately, which date is this one? Let's have a look. Here we go, September 20th. Just recently, the visa has been granted. 1AA visa investment stream. Now, how long did it take? Wow, if we look at the first refusal letter back in 2017 November, I think he actually got this all prepared probably way before that. So 5 years, such a wait time. Now it's a waste, obviously. No one wants that to be happened. But again, it's just a warning that the complex applications like this, or perhaps some of these applications may not seem to be that complex, but in some circumstances, a simple error can cost you dearly. Anyway, that's for the video today. Should you have more question, query, more than welcome to leave comment right down below. And I see you next video. Goodbye.